So unless you've been living under a rock or sports is just not entirely your life and you have a real 9-to-5 job and are unaware of the surroundings around you in the sports world, Kirk Cousins has agreed to a contract with the Falcons who will pay him roughly $45 million a year. Some people are critical of it. Some people are praising it. And here's my take on the situation. The Atlanta Falcons have been in complete quarterback turmoil for years now. They have been looking for an answer ever since Matt Ryan walked out that door. The Atlanta Falcons are not the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Atlanta Falcons are not the New England Patriots. They're not the Dallas Cowboys. They're not the San Francisco 49ers. The stakes there are just not that high. And so, yeah, Kirk Cousins getting crazy money that I get upset with Dak Prescott for taking is just not the same stakes. Dak Prescott is playing in a division in which there's Brian Daboll, who's a really good head coach, who just got Brian Burns, who's got Kayvon Thibodeau there, Jalen Hurts, who's been to a Super Bowl, Saquon Barkley is now there. It's a much more competitive division with the Commanders making a coaching change and having $1 billion to spend in free agency. The number 2 overall pick, who knows how good Drake May will be, or who knows, maybe someone falls to them. That's something we'll talk about later in the show. But Kirk Cousins going to the Atlanta Falcons is a slam dunk. They're not paying anyone on their team right now outside of Jesse Bates, the safety, a very underrated safety, but safeties don't make that much in the league. Kirk Cousins is going to bring stability to a franchise for years to come. And I know there's some people that are sick of the Kirk Cousins shtick. He's a nice guy. Looks like he goes to Kohl's for all of his, shopping wear needs. He seems like a family man. Some people are not really into the fact that he's as nerdy as he is. But this is what's going to work for Atlanta. Atlanta is bringing stability to a position that has not had stability in years. And now you add the fact that Kirk Cousins is going to have a really good offensive line, an offensive line that he's never had before. Bijan Robinson, who should actually get touches this year with the new head coach in Raheem Morris, who's going to bring that Sean McVay offense to the Atlanta Falcons. Drake London is there. And Kyle Pitts, who I still believe is an elite talent, will get touches from Kirk Cousins. And then you have a defense that will be at the head of Raheem Morris that will be able, that I think is the best team in the division right now. Derek Carr and the Saints are not cutting it. Call me a skeptic, but I'm going to take Kirk Cousins and the weapons of the Atlanta Falcons with the new leadership of the Atlanta Falcons over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. I just am. I love the stability Kirk Cousins brings, and although he's a guy with one playoff win, this is the going rate for quarterbacks now. You got to pay $45 million. And Kirk Cousins, given his history, his statistics, is a very, very productive quarterback. Yeah, you could say he's had Justin Jefferson, he's had Jordan Addison, he's had TJ Hawkinson over the years, but he's never had a very good defense. He was keeping the Commanders, the Redskins at the time, afloat. The Atlanta Falcons went out and got the quarterback that they needed to help stabilize their franchise. And that brings me over to my next point, something we'll talk about later with Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. People will ask themselves, or ask the obvious question, if it's so obvious. Why did the Atlanta Falcons choose Kirk Cousins, who's costing them $45 million a year, than just give up a second-round pick for Justin Fields? Look around the league. No one wants Justin Fields. No one. No one has made an egregious effort to go get Justin Fields on their team, as I'm constantly refreshing Twitter to make sure I don't miss anything. But no one is consistently going after Justin Fields right now. And if you're the Atlanta Falcons and you're Raheem Morris, he said it himself, he wouldn't be there in that position if the Atlanta Falcons had stable quarterback play. So now you bring a quarterback to the likes of a Sean McVay offense. They brought over an offensive guy in Sean McVay's coaching tree to help out Raheem Morris with the offensive side of the ball. You get an accurate quarterback. And you don't get any of the grief or the baggage that Justin Fields brings. Justin Fields has only proved that he's been a bad quarterback in the NFL. So you can get him or the stability of Kirk Cousins. The Atlanta Falcons are not trying to win Super Bowls every year. This is not the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's just different stakes. The Atlanta Falcons stabilizing their team, and that's exactly what it is, stabilizing their team with a franchise quarterback in Kirk Cousins, in which they could still go draft a quarterback this year. They've got a high pick. Sit him behind Kirk Cousins and let him bake there for a couple years. Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers style. That works. We've seen it work. All the Atlanta Falcons have done is give themselves options. And they chose Kirk Cousins and the stability of him over everything else, including Justin Fields, a quarterback in which no one is going after right now. There's not a single team right now trying to consistently and pursue Justin Fields. The Atlanta Falcons' options now are limitless. They can still go draft a quarterback, or they can add another first-round piece to their defense. Wait until next year. Draft a quarterback then. Kirk Cousins has still got a few good years left in him. And everyone will say he tore his Achilles. He was never a quarterback who was mobile. It's not going to affect him that much. It's a slam dunk for the Atlanta Falcons getting Kirk Cousins.